MIgardener, guys. MIgardener snapped tonight.
He went Trump on his fans. Hey everybody!
Hi.
I'm Chris.
And I'm Abby.
And we're rurally retreated. And today is our first ever
Homestead update.
Homestead Channels update. So we're going to give you an update on some of the Homestead channels that we watch. And we're going to do this regularly. And let us know in the comments what you think. And if we should add somebody to these updates, or maybe you don't like somebody and we can take somebody away. Who's on the list for tonight, Abby?
Okay, we have the Big Family Homestead, Deep South Homestead, Fouch Family Off-Grid with Doug and Stacy, Lumna Acres, Homesteady, MIgardener, that's a good one, guys, SSL Family Dad, and Weed 'em and Reap.
Weed 'em and Reap. Okay. All right. Well, that's the list for tonight. Who we talking about first?
First up, we have Weed 'em and Reap. Okay.
So Weed 'em and Reap, they put their update on Sunday?
Sunday.
All right. Sunday they did their last update. And what happened on there?
So they have a young goat named Tilly, and she had her first date night ever.
Oh.
And
that's right, with Loki.
Right, with Loki. Mm-hmm.
And I think I remember Loki gave Tilly the brush off.
Sort of, yeah. He was going around looking at all the other girls and wasn't so interested in Tilly, so...
He's a player.
Maybe.
A player. But he didn't like Tilly. At least not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
We'll give it a couple more days and see what
wait till he gets a little bit older. He'll be begging Tilly to come spend some time with him. So
then they had a problem with the bees around the pond. They were going to try and plant some lemongrass and peppermints, and what else?
I think that was it. But they did try. They tried using orange Fanta.
Orange Fanta.
To lure the bees away, and that didn't work.
No.
The bees didn't want any part of that orange Fanta.
I don't blame them. I don't either.
Yeah, and but the peppermint they said was working.
Yeah.
But I think the jury was still out by the end of the show, because they did still see some bees around. But you know who could have used some bee repellent?
Oh, yeah, Nick from the Fouch family. Well, he stepped in a yellow jacket nest and got stung all over his foot, poor guy. But we'll get to them later. We're not done with Weed 'em and Reap yet.
Uh-oh, what else?
They had a tilapia that died, and their dog ate it.
No, her sister's dog.
Her sister's dog.
Her sister's dog had fish dinner.
Yeah. And then they bought a jacked up, or whatever you call it, golf cart.
Oh yeah,
golf cart.
Yeah, Kevin. He brought home a jacked up golf cart, souped up golf cart.
But Danelle was not happy about it at all. She did not want to go off-roading.
Yeah, especially
in their lawn.
Yeah, especially he went through all them dunes in their lawn and got stuck on a tree root. I think she kind of lost it right there.
Yeah. The one thing that I found most interesting in that video, though, that update with them, was they have a patch of melons, and the melons were lying on the ground, of course, because that's how melons grow, but they were starting to get bugs and rot, so they were putting plastic
like Tupperware lids or
tops to lids to
plastic containers,
sour cream, or like
any
sour
kind of
cream, any kind of lid like that. They put it underneath the melon to try and stop that from happening. So I thought that was pretty interesting. So that was their update. Now Doug and Stacy.
Homestead homies. For all the Homestead homies.
They, as you all probably know, they're trying to dig a root cellar, and
terrible thing happened to them. They had a lot of rain come in. Doug's doing this big build on a root cellar and showing all of us how he's going to do it. I'm very interested in this, as I'm sure everybody is. And they had a cave in where he had previously dug out some of the dirt to put in a water line. And it collapsed in, and the water line fell in, and it busted, and they lost all their water into the hole, and then they had to pump the water out of the hole. So I guess they're waiting for this to dry out. In the meantime, they've been putting up some of their videos from their visit to Baker Seed Company.
Baker Creek Seed Company.
Baker Creek Seed Company. Rare seeds.
That's right.
Rare seeds. I think MIgardener has mean seeds. Baker Creek has rare seeds, but so you know,
we'll send out our prayers to them.
Yep, send out our prayers to them that they get their things straightened out so they can get their root cellar in, and we can see how they do it.
That's right. Now back to the Fouch family. Poor Nick. I don't know if you guys are watching him. He's putting up a workshop.
Yeah, workshop.
Pretty impressive work he's doing there. But,
very impressive.
They kind of had a bad day today. A board came up and smacked him in the eye. He has a black eye now. Then he was welding something in his shed, and a spark went array and started a little fire. And then at the end of the night, about 9 o'clock, he decides that he wants to get up and go build a fence around their daughter's garden that she's growing.
To keep the elk out.
And so he goes outside 9 o'clock at night. But okay, you know, we do stuff like that too.
Was it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And while they're out there, he stepped in a yellow jacket nest and got stung.
Stung on his ankle.
Yeah. So their update was he was sitting there not too happy with a black eye and a swollen ankle. But and
then Esther's still having problems with her camera. The microphone keeps going out.
Her phone.
So she'll be in the middle of footage, and all of a sudden the microphone goes out. So we hope she gets that taken care of, or you know, they get it fixed.
So then on to SSL Family Dad. He didn't have much this week. He was just leveling off a camper.
Yeah, showing everybody how to level off an older style camper that just has jacks in the back. And he made a good point that you shouldn't use those to level your camper. But they're just there for support so it doesn't rock. I like the newer style because you want to get those wheels up off of the ground so that it's solid. You're not bouncing up and down. And, you know, some of the newer ones even have automatic jacks. But at least if you get jacks that come, you know, in the four corners that have an appropriate structure underneath to support the weight for that bridging, you can get those wheels up off the ground and level that thing a lot easier than pulling it in and out on top of boards. But he showed us the old school way of doing it, and we appreciate that. We love SSL Family Dad. Great channel.
Yeah, great people. Then on to Austin and Kay over at Homestead. Yeah. They had...
You got to sign up for his emails because YouTube, for some reason, doesn't put all his videos on there. So you got to sign up for his emails, and then he'll email you a list of his videos, and then you can be sure to get them that way.
So they were doing a little farm tour of their new animals. Well, not really new. They didn't get new animals. They were just doing a little farm tour. I guess you all know that they moved. They moved to Pennsylvania.
From Connecticut.
To another farm. So they were just giving us...
His in-laws, his wife's parents on this property. And
so they were just giving us an update and showing us their new place and their animals and how their animals are doing, and they seem real happy. They seem like things are going really well on their farm.
But to be honest with you, I didn't get anything out of this last video they posted. I couldn't hear anything. The goats and the chickens and the kids were so loud in the background, I couldn't even hear what Ost or Kay were saying. So I'm looking forward to the next video. I'm hoping the background noise is a little more quiet, or maybe the kids are busy doing something, and we can hear what they have to say.
So now to Deep South.
Danny and Wanda.
Danny and Wanda. Danny was kind of upset because, as you know, that he's all upset about the solar minimum happening that he's talking about, and a lot of his crops. Yeah, his corn dried up.
Yeah, two kinds of corn.
It's supposed to dry up, but not until August.
Late August.
Late August.
This is the first time he ever had corn dry up this early in the year. Mid-July, guys. Mid-July, the corn's already dry.
So he wasn't happy about that. And then with all the rain, some of it started to sprout. And
so they're really hopping down there trying to save as much of it as they can. Yeah. And we wish them all the best down there. Just wonderful channel, wonderful people.
So now over to Lumna Acres, they found a dead baby turkey with the turkeys. They got 4 turkeys. This is the second one that died. So now they have 2. That was kind of sad. So hopefully the other 2 will be okay.
But the goats start playing with the ball.
Well, yeah.
So he hung up a ball for his goats to play with, and they wouldn't
go near it.
They wouldn't go near it. No. So one of his viewers put in the comments, try putting a tree branch up there where you have the ball hanging from, and he put it up there, and they start chewing that thing and knocking that ball all over the place. It looked like they were having a good time.
It was sweet. And these they're finishing up the dozer work on their property.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they got it done. This video, they got all the dozer work done on his pasture, and he even talked about maybe putting a pond in there. He has a spring up there, so he can get a spring-fed pond put in. Depends how big he wants it, but if it's a little one, he could probably put it in with that tractor he has. He has a little Kubota, I think, over there. Pretty nice little tractor.
So that's what was happening with them. Now on to Big Family Homestead. They went on a field trip. They had a really bad
run of luck.
Couple days.
Their truck broke down. They had an accident. Their son's girlfriend got injured, and we've had them in our prayers. We hope everybody has. And now the ATV she was riding is totaled, and their trucks not. I think it's it's not a diesel. I think it was a Hemi. But it's a big gasoline engine, and it'd be expensive. He said about $5,000 to replace it.
He said there was metal in
the shavings in the oil. So something inside, valves, cylinders, something's not.
Yeah, it didn't sound so good.
Yeah, something's not going right inside of there. So it's internal. Regardless, you got to rip it apart, and it's very labor intensive.
But they seem to have a nice day today, and hopefully they're.
Yeah, they went to the Farm Expo.
Yeah, the Farm Expo.
Huge. It looked huge out there, and they met up with Prepstetter Bob out there, and we like him. We watch his channel.
It looks like they had a nice time. So hopefully their run of bad luck is over.
So we're taking. Actually, it was Guildbrook. That first said it, that we heard, to take the first year on your homestead and just observe the property. That's what we've been doing here on ours. This is our first year here, so we've just been observing the property and how everything works, the water flows, what kind of plants are growing, what kind of trees, what happens in the seasonal changes. And then Prepstetter Bob basically said the same thing that Jamie and Jeremy at Guildbrook said, and that's to just take your time, observe everything first.
So now over to MIgardener, guys. MIgardener snapped tonight.
He went Trump on his fans.
Yeah, he was pretty upset. I guess he got a notification at 6:30 this morning. One of his subscribers messaged
had
him
plants dying and wanted to know, if he could help them.
Yeah, if he could help them. And
so I'm sure they were probably just waiting for like a response, like, sure, I can help you. But maybe I can help. What's the issue?
But and
then they told him. But
MIgardener said nope. I deleted it. And then he went off.
If you don't show up with an intelligent question and everything already laid out, pictures, explanation, what kind of soil, how long, how much water, where'd you get your seeds, all this stuff, then he's not going to help you, and that's it. So, I think what he should do, is just put a disclaimer on all his media sites, his social media sites. Just put a disclaimer on there, not for stupid people. And problem solved. But he only works between 9 a.m. and 6 p.m., guys, so don't send him any emails or requests outside of those hours. And if you do send him one, make sure it's intelligible.
Well, he must have just had a bad day today, so we hope he sleeps well tonight and has a better day tomorrow and comes back refreshed and a new look on things. So that's it. That's all we have for our updates tonight.
Is that it?
That's it.
Well, all right. That's it, guys. Thanks for hanging out with us. Again, if you like our station here, our channel, please
like and subscribe.
You can also find us on
Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Pinterest.
So we hope to see you on one of these forums. Thanks for watching.
Thanks, guys. Have a good night.
See you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.